in my life. The truth of the matter is he ain't never coming in my life. So what, I'm gonna wait for the rest of my life for my man to come? He ain't coming. I live in America. I'm an African-American male. They don't treat us the same. It's something called racism. I ain't gonna cry about it. It's probably gonna be racism to the day I die, but I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm still gonna be a millionaire. I'm still gonna be one of the top motivational speakers in the world. No, I didn't grow up on that side of the town. No, my mama don't have no network. No, I don't know a whole lot of people. No, I'm not at a country club. No, I don't play golf, and I don't plan on playing no time soon. No, I'm not a part of the country club. Nope, I'm not. I don't hang out with them, but I'm still going to be successful. I'm still going to get to where they are. Why? Because I owe it to myself. And can't nobody stop me but me.
And now the conclusion.
And for those of you, if you're going to legitimately get to 120%, you have to be in pain at 70. And the reason why you have not gone to the next level is because you don't have a problem with 60. You don't. There are those of you in this room, you're losing, you're coming up short, and it doesn't bother you. It doesn't hurt you. And you can't change what doesn't hurt. You have to get to, look, I was homeless. I was eating out of trash cans, guys. But why was I doing it? Because it didn't bother me. It didn't hurt until I got to a point where I saw other kids going to college, other kids being happy and living their life. I'm like, why are you sleeping in abandoned buildings? I said, enough is enough. Enough is enough, E. When I had my son, my father was a high school dropout. My grandfather was. I didn't want that for my son. I said, enough is enough. I've gotten on the plane like, E, why you always got to sit in the back? E, why you always got to take 3 flights to get to one place? E, why you got to stay in that hotel? E, why you got to drive that car? E, why can't you afford? I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm going to be real with you. You can walk out of here if you want to saying you're going to go from 70 to 100. But if you're not sick and tired of 60, you're going to stay on 60. Let's be real. Come on, I got one more before we go. Let's just be real. How many of you guys are at 60 or 70 and you want to be at 120, but 60 or 70 ain't really, you feel like you ain't going to die if you stay at 60 or 70? Raise your hand. Be honest. I ain't going to die. Hands down, right? And until you get to the point where you feel like you're going to die, you're never going to get to 120. You got to get to the point where it hurts. You got to get to the point, guys. I told you it took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree. But can I tell you something? I don't say this all the time. I went to every graduation. The year I was supposed to graduate, I went to the graduation. And I went every year up to 12 years. And do you know why I went every year up to 12 years? Because it hurt. And because I wanted it to hurt. And so I would go. 5th year, I go. E, you ain't graduated yet? No. When you gonna graduate? Someday. The 6th year, my boys, E, what's up? You still here? Yep, what you doing here? I'm gonna graduate one day. The 8th year, E, what's up? My little sister graduated. You still here? Yep, I'm still here. What you doing here? I'm gonna graduate. The 10th year, E, my little cousin here now. What you still doing here? I'm gonna graduate. Every year would burn. On that 12th year, I had enough. And I ended up getting my 4-year degree. And it felt so good to finally be in the number that I wanted to keep getting that feeling. This is what's so sweet about success. That as long as you stay in failure, that you get satisfied with that. When you actually come over to success, it's the same thing. Like, you got to have more and more and more of it. Just like when you're in poverty, you can keep doing it. When you become successful. So I went with the master's degree. Then when I went with the PhD, we came out with an album. I wrote 3 books. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? Now I'm at a point where I have this sensational desire for more success. So after I finish with the degree, now I start working out. I'm ready to hit this marathon. Now I got another book coming. Now I'm trying to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Now we're trying to do a reality show. I'm telling you, you would get from the dark side. You get from being a loser, low self-esteem, doubt, and fear. And if you can find your way on this side, guys, it's sweeter on this side. So I'm old school. This is how we used to do it back when my father and them, like that generation, when they would shake your hand. That was the contract back in the day. Some of y'all too young to know that. But if I say I'd see you tomorrow at 8 and we go like this, I would see you at 7:45 the next day. Or something bad had to happen and I didn't make it to you. So contract is something you can get out of. Covenant means when I tell you we're going to do it, is nothing. I'm going to be a man or a woman of my word. I made a covenant to myself, 120. And then I told y'all 2 years ago, I found out my wife had 7 legions on her brain. I'm going to be real with y'all. I wasn't struggling when I found out. Why? Because I was 120. I wasn't struggling because I knew I was 120. I was 120 in motivation, so I was about to let her have it. We're in the hospital room. Sister girl about to start crying. Like, she strong, so she ain't going to never cry. It's going to be those that when you have them in here, but they don't never really, my girl's strong, so they right here. And I see her like she emotional, like, shoot, I got 7 legions on my brain. And I look at my girl and say, I can, I will, I must. Like if you've ever seen that video before, that video didn't come from a book. That video came from me being in the room with my wife and seeing my wife going through it, looking at my wife and saying, we can, we will, and we must get through this. Because when you deal with an illness, it's just not the illness that's going to break you. It's your mental toughness, your mental strength. And I told my wife, we're going to get through this like we've gotten through everything else. I was 120. I didn't become ET when my wife got sick. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You don't know what's ahead of you. And that 70% you giving right now, a trial or a tribulation might come. A storm might be coming. And it's going to break you if you at 60. My wife has a chronic illness. And I looked at that chronic illness and said, you will not destroy us. You will not defeat us. This disease will make us stronger. It will not break us as a family. So we came home, the doctor gave her Copaxone. It was a long needle like this. And I asked the doctor, I'm like, yo, doc, like, how long we got to do this? She said, well, you're going to have to do it every day. I said, every day for how long? She said, every day for the rest of her life. I said, I don't accept that. Listen to me, I'm about to close. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. 120. Why I'm telling you to get 120. I looked at the doctor and was like, I don't accept that. I don't care what school you went to. I don't care how deep you are. I do not accept that my wife, I don't know how many of y'all like needles, but my wife don't. I do not accept the fact that she's going to be doing this for the rest of her life. I do not. Went home, prayed about it, went home, looked at my wife and said, do it, but do not do it. But every time you do it, say, this is the last time. Whatever you do when you do it, do not embrace it. Whatever you do when you do it, do not say, this is going to be a part of my life because somebody told you it was going to be a part of your life. You need to start rejecting some of the stuff people are telling you. You need to stop embracing it. Just because they said it, it doesn't mean it's true for you. Just because you don't believe, just because you're going to be in poverty, just because your marriage ain't going to work out, just because your kids aren't going to be successful. I'm not owning that. That's not my life. 6 months later, I tell you no lie, 6 months later, FDA came out with a new hookup. It was the same medication, but now it was a little bit more in a smaller needle, and it was only three times a week. And the doctor was like, Eric, you should be happy. And I said, I am, but I still don't settle. I still don't accept that she's going to be taking a needle 3 times for the rest of her life. 2 years later, doing our homework, we found a Gelinium, a pill that you can take. I didn't accept what they told me. Stop accepting what people tell you and you start speaking stuff into existence. I do not believe in a needle for the rest of her life. And it's not even my body and I don't believe in it. Okay, women, watch this. And I ain't said this the whole time I've been here. This was the challenge with the needle. Like you feel me. So when you take a needle and you stick the needle in your body, it does what to your body? Bruises. So my girl can't wear shorts no more. So what's crazy is when you got to do something every day, you can't do it in the same spot. So I'm watching my wife, okay, boom, and she got to remember where she did it. So we go on 7 days. Okay, I did it here. All right, Eric, would I do it here or here yesterday? And all you see is these big bruises starting to, so now she's not wearing, she can't wear the nice, topless because she got the arm. You can see the bruises are starting to travel down. I'm like, I don't accept this. And I thought the 3 was going to be at least cool. But what happens when you take it once on Friday, then you don't take it again the Monday? It hurts even worse on Monday because you went Saturday and Sunday without it. And then when we got that pill, I was like, yep, got the pill. And the doctor was like, well, the reason why I didn't tell you about the pill is because it's expensive. And the insurance company's probably not going to pay for it. I was like, all right, let's try. You telling me they not? Can we try? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Some of y'all, you're not even trying. You don't even try to do it. You've given up before you even tried. So she went to the insurance company. Insurance company came back and said, it's denied. Cost too much. I was like, how much is too much? We're talking about my wife's health. They said $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year. I was like, all right, cool. Let's try it one more time. We tried it one more time. They denied. I told my wife, my wife said, try a third time. Like, I ain't begging. If you want to try, you can try. I'm not begging. I went to the doctor and said, what pharmacy? Do I give you $10,000 a month or do I got to give y'all $120,000 a year? What if I wasn't doing 120? What if I was still giving 60% and I was working at a job that didn't even pay me $100,000 a year? My wife said, I know you're making good money, but that's an extra $10,000 a year. I said, don't even worry about it, sweetheart. I was working for Nike at the time. I was like, I'll charge them an extra $10,000 a year. I'm about to get my PhD. Don't worry about it. I'll charge Under Armour an extra $5. Maybe I'll charge Nike $5 more and Under Armour $5 more. But don't worry about it. It ain't going to come out of our pocket. You think when I told Nike I needed an extra 5, 10 grand, you think Nike told me no? You think Nike going to find another dude to come in the hood and talk to these kids like I talked to them? What? You think they're going to call? You think about to come to the hood and talk to a group of kids? You think about to come to Detroit inner city and tell these kids, come on, who you gonna call? I've craved out a whole calling for myself that don't nobody else have. Who you gonna call? You gonna call one of the other top 10 motivational speakers in the world and you think they about to come to this prison and talk? Giving 60%, you can't call Nike and charge Nike an extra 5. You can't call Under Armour and charge an extra 5 when you're giving 70. But when you're giving 120, I never knew my girl was going to get sick. I never knew my girl was going to need 120 grand and my son was going to need $50,000 a year to go to college. That's 170. I never knew that. You're giving 60, it's going to cost somebody. You giving 70 is going to cost somebody one day. It might not cost them today, but somebody might get sick. Somebody might need something from you and you don't have it. Not because you don't have the potential to have it, but because you're giving 50%. I challenge you. Michael Jordan, execution is worship. I showed y'all something up there. Michael Jordan won 6 titles. He's a billionaire. He won 6 titles. There's about 7 other guys who won 5 titles. And they don't make the money Mike makes. Why? Because he won one more, execution. He was 120. Michael Phelps. I had Michael Phelps. My man Michael Phelps, this guy got 22 medals in the Olympics as a swimmer. He got caught smoking weed twice and they didn't kick him off the team. I'm like, you're not supposed to be like a swimmer in America and get caught smoking weed and still get to swim. Like, don't you supposed to get in trouble? Yeah, he is. But if you kick Mike off the team, what's the chances of bringing home a gold? You think the other dude, I don't even know his name. I'm from America. I don't even know the other swimmers' names. Only name I know is Michael Phelps. This ain't, everybody know, if you know anything about the Olympics, you know who this kid is. My man got caught smoking weed. It was like, stop it. Don't do it again. If he was given 70%, he'd have been off the team. But if you think about kicking him off, all you just, boosh, 120, 120, 120. They're like, all right, just stop doing it. My man got caught on YouTube doing it again. He didn't just get caught like in a room somewhere. He was on YouTube with his friends at the swimming pool like, hey. Oh, don't worry about it. They're not going to do nothing. You worried about why my boss treat me like this? Why do people treat me like that? Because you're not giving 120. If your boss knew he could lose you, if your boss knew you could go to the competitor's company and bring that competitor some money, he wouldn't. When you 120, they don't treat you a certain way. Eric, how do you feel in America? Look, I Delta Airlines, I'm diamond status. When I walk up, they don't even know what color. I'm diamond. If I call and say I need to change my flight, they know how much money I spend. They're like, he's diamond. Ask C will go with me. They're like, we can only do 1 bag. I'm like, I'm diamond. How many bags do you have? Come, bring us all your bags. Diamond status. Are you diamond status? You're not diamond status. You need to get there. Execution, guys. Write this down. Execution is worship. Execution is worship. Execution is worship. Execution is worship. You get away with a lot of stuff when you start executing. So I want you to think about an area of your life. You say you're giving 70%, but I want you to think specifically about an area of your life.
Hello everyone. Today our topic is give it some energy. Hey there, ready to kick it out into high gear. Someone's let's do it. All right, today is your day. Pictures this, you're unstoppable, you're forced, and you are about to crush it. Let's get the energy flowing. Economizing visualization. Imagine your goals right in front of you. Feel the excitement of achieving them. You have got the power to make it happen. Strong right now. Shake it out. Stretch those arms. Take a deep breath and let's emphatically that's injury level feels the visibility sugaring through you. Repeat after me. I am capable. I am determined. I am unstoppable. Nothing can stand in my way. Force on what you want to apologize today. Visualize yourself screaming and let them drive push your forward. Let's go out of there and own it. Own it. You have got everything you need to make today incredible. Now go show the world what you are made of. You have got this. Keep that energy up and let's make today amazing. Go M. Go get M. Feel free to adjust the fit your personality or situation. The key is maintain a positive and filtering tone throughout to really boost the energy.